And On's going to bust it out. Support Elise has been dominating the Rift. And it looks like On's going to bust it out here. Game 2, going into the Braum.
This dive as long as possible. It doesn't look like that it should be that successful. Both are very healthy, but On goes in, takes up the turret, aggro flashes away, and then at the very last possible second, he dodges the turret aggro with the repel. Elk is also forced to flash, but they burned both summoner spells on Aphotic, and he's super low. They just need one more. Wei doesn't have flash anymore, but he lines up the wind, becomes lightning, and Photic can't dodge it. First blood goes over to BLG.
That's big. I mean, there's no TP here for Photic, so he's going to lose a lot of CS and XP. Meanwhile, no flash for Ben. Going to try and get around this one, but I think he's going to be going down here.
Q flash? No, he doesn't even need the flash. He's in range. It's a nice trade kill for LNG to get one back, and Punish as Ben was pushed up on that wave trying to get the crash, but Zika holds him in place. While he's still down without a flash, he can secure this crash safely, but they're just going to go right onto Zika, and the flash does not escape the range of the taunt. Wei able to impact both side lanes in the first 6 minutes of the game. A chance to challenge it. But this is the thing that has made Wei such a clear-cut and choice for BLG and why they have, decided to rock with him as the main starter going into the LPL 2025 season. Because he just knows his role. He knows where he needs to be, and he's punishing Zika without flash. The equalizer comes down, but Wei and Ben should have enough damage. Hold down. A lot of that advantage is scattered evenly throughout a majority of BLG's members, but a chain of corruptions immediately forces Photic's own cleanse on repeat. On with the cocoon flash, locks down this Braum. Here comes Wei. Maybe they can find a way to turn this one around based off that last concussive blow stacked up, but Wei decides against it, does not want to pull the trigger in a 2v3, 45 seconds. Wei was the only person with a first item completion on this Xin Zhao, and it pretty much allowed him to walk around as he pleased, and imposing vision control and his own free will, ensuring that BLG had no contest whatsoever in securing the second rotation of Grubs. And with plenty of time to really set up for the second dragon of the game, I imagine that they have options here to say, do we want to force this dive top, or do we just want to get the crash in and get bases off and start setting up towards the bottom side of the map?
Oh, hold on, Wei.
Well, he has a flash, but the Crescent Guard is not going to protect him when they get in melee range and lock him down with all those ultimate abilities, and that's a nice catch from LNG. Out of control. This gives them the option. Wei can now get into the pit. High Chow is forced away. Oh, man, not like this.
Anyway,
I'm not going to lie, that kind of deflated a lot of the momentum we had for LNG.
Yeah, another perk about Elise, those Spider Wings do a ton of damage to turrets. 6 Grubs and Elise hits pretty hard. Going to be enough to take the turret, and they're just going to push forward. Wei doesn't quite have the Crescent Guard up yet. Chain of Corruptions.
There we go. Nice piercing arrow on the back half. Not enough range on that last hail of arrows from Elk to get the last bit of damage down to knock out Zhuo. But BLG getting the pressure that they need to secure first brick. And because they had already secured the first 3 kills of the game, they get the feats of strength. Oh, but Ben's in trouble. Zika with the rumble is able to burn him to a crisp.
Down a level. Zika was able to get a ton of damage down early on. Really impacted it now on. He's got nowhere to jump to.
Yeah, I mean, he can jump to Zika, but I don't think he's getting out of this one without repel.
Okay.
All right, LNG, they're starting to turn up the heat here. Really, just pressing the gas on any time they have their ultimate abilities to force a lockdown. They do not hesitate.
Rim bubbles going on. And we saw the rumble from Zika early on. We weren't super sold in the pick yet, and he was a big part of the reason why people started getting sold on it, as that's a lot of tools burned by Wei. Flash by Night. Goodbye, High Chow.
Good night indeed. Now, big shutdown onto High Chow, and it is for Night, but the rest of the cavalry from LNG are swarming in. Wei's got nowhere else to run. Ben throws down the hero's entrance, provides the knockup they need to at least trade one back onto Wei. Han trying to reposition for another cocoon, is in human form, does have that angle. It doesn't look like it's off cooldown quite yet.
And instead, as we've turned live, BLG, again, 6 Grubs. You can see how much damage Elise does to these turrets with the Spiderlings and the Grub buff. All those spiders that hit do benefit from Grubs and that true damage tick you get on the turrets, and that attack speed buff, of course, massive too. So really, really, really big for this Elise pick.
And anytime they get a chance to touch a tower, it immediately falls. Now this chance. Oh, they were trying to capitalize Weiwei as he came out of the Rift Herald, but they still get a chance to knock him down to really low HP. But he manages to escape using that flash. BLG not quite able to land the CC as he was coming out of that Rift Herald.
That's still, I mean, a draw in mid lane. 6 strength. That's a big one as well. 6 scrubs help with that. And we kind of missed out on that one as the second dragon falls. I was thinking about that. Do we have Hex Soul?
Fans, for the LNG fans in the chat, there's a chance. And Photic, dodging out on the Chain of Corruptions, definitely could have been the end of his life right there, but he does protect it.
Under attack, and will be spotted by the True Shot barrage from Photic, but no contest from LNG. So BLG at skirmish on the top side got more ults out of LNG, able to use the mid priority they have from the Varus to push that. And
Ward is off the map. We're gonna force your hand here.
yeah, got the TP from Zika to start. TP in response from
committing?
Ben. He'll be joining the fight. On's not spotted.
Oh, on Cocoon Flash. I think he found the one target into Zika, and that was the main hero that we were looking at, LNG, to step up. But if he's gone, the rest of LNG, and I don't think they're rocking the firepower needed to tango with the best in the LPL. BLG already finding 2 kills off the back of that pick, and they're going to turn their faces right back to the Otacon.
The find, right? Could not find anyone better to set up the start of that fight, and the follow-up from Wei was fantastic. Otacon easily secured here by BLG. Just so easy that they decided to move straight onto the Baron. We'll see if they use this to bait him in and turn with a GA buff, or just stick it, as Weiwei spotted being marked by On, and he's just going to be forced out, so that's a free Baron for BLG.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. BLG. They're just getting everything off the map here, man. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, that was not the greatest outcome if you're an LNG fan, as you're now staring down a deficit of 8,000 gold against BLG, who are just pounding this inhibitor tower in the mid lane, using the power of the Baroned up minions. And they even have been on the top side taking care of business through this tier 2 quickly. This inhibitor will fall, and the rest of BLG... They're going to try and go for it. They have to send Haichao back. I mean, Nexus turret 1 falls. Zhuo is the first target they find, and he just gets completely decimated. BLG 5-4, LNG running out of options here. I mean, you might as well try to kill the minion wave. They turn onto the left side. Q Flash finds the target. There's the Fate Seal onto the back line. Decent damage, but remember, the voracious Otacon gives them the GA, so they're not actually that dead. They can come back with the power of TPs if they need it. BLG forcing everything out of LNG's hand, but they're just not getting enough done. Wei goes all the way in, but he's got 9 in his back pocket, and he unloads the rockets into his back. LNG tried, but it just wasn't enough. Once again, a BLG now have them cornered 2-0 in the series. GG, well played.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.